Hello, truth seekers. So, as far as Austin Steinbart's immediate concerns go, his Twitter reputation is under significant assault from both Majestic12 and Austin Steinbart clips. Ben Fader makes this claim concerning the Phoenix Vault and MJ12 account. Phoenix Vault is owned by Mike Trimm.
Immediately after your 3 Twitter accounts were suspended and the fallout with Austin occurred, all these new MJ12 accounts popped up and started posting.
So in case you're wondering, this is the Phoenix Vault website. It's phoenixvault.org. It's a place where you can go and look up documents through a keyword search. Now I have a timeline pegged where the site went down between the 13th and the 16th. There was a fallout at the time between the site's owner, Michael Trimm, and Austin Steinbart. From Austin's particular take, the argument was centered around whether or not the Phoenix Vault would operate as an LLC or a nonprofit. As a Twitter history search for terms TSSEI Magic12 suspended shows, that particular account for Majestic12 was suspended on August 13th, which is the time frame of the Phoenix Vault website going down. I have to use the Twitter clues as the Internet Archive is of no use for this particular question. To be more precise, looking at these dates, it looks like MJ12 may have gone down on August the 12th. The second account went down on August the 18th. Mike Trimm was suspended. However, it's difficult for me to tell when. By this tweet list, it would appear that MagaPhoenix17, one of Trimm's accounts, did exist on August the 12th. This is the Majestic12 Parler account. Currently, it is a takedown operation against Austin Steinbart, as you can see. This is the Majestic12 Instagram account. As you can see, it currently has 31 posts. First post is dated August 19th. The most recent post is 2 days ago. So yes, this Instagram was created after the Phoenix Vault went down.
Notice how none of the 31 posts are new information. All are reposts or regurgitated information or slander against Austin. I know you love Stargate. Out of the 31 posts, 2 are from the show SG-1. You've made many references in your past videos. Also, 4 of the 31 posts are regarding social media accounts on YouTube and Twitter. One specifically states, as you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video titled, Oprah Winfrey explains how a 7-year-old child enjoys being, was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we've determined that it violates our guidelines and we've removed it from YouTube. I have seen you post multiple times on Twitter about this same topic.
So here, Ben reveals that there is personal knowledge he has of Michael Trimm's preferences regarding certain issues. He knows that Michael Trimm has an interest in Stargate, and such interests resulting in a reference to Stargate shown here.
I read the mission reports that come out of that mountain. You play with the fate of this planet on a daily basis.
I'm doing the job I was asked to do. I doubt very much your constituents could say the same about you.
Oh, please, given the chance, half of all American citizens won't even vote. And the half that do vote are too stupid to know what they're doing.
Which explains how you got elected.
And here's the other reference. There's a claim here that Michael enjoys posting very edgy content, such as this video. This claim is suggested in the fact that Michael Trimm's account has been removed from Twitter. It would then logically follow that Michael Trimm is more likely to post content on his various accounts that will get them removed. In my attempt to find a connection between Michael Trimm and Stargate, I entered these terms into a Twitter search and found this interesting post by Deadbot from December 2nd, 2017. Are the Ori from Stargate a representation of the Vatican? By Michael Trimm. It has a link to a YouTube video which is currently on private. Now why would that be? Playing around with the keyword searches, I found this. Are the Ori from Stargate a representation of the Vatican? So here is a screen clipping from the Michael Trimm show. You see it's @RealMikeTrimm. So that is the Twitter personality. and you see the Ori from Stargate I mentioned. So that's a definite connection between Stargate and Michael Trimm. I mean, he's even with Jordan Sather here. Watson, this is elementary. In case you're wondering, no, it doesn't link through. Also of note, Ben is claiming that Michael is Jewish. As you saw from that screen clipping, Michael does appear to be Jewish, or I'll just say Semitic. On the MJ12 Instagram, there are several posts that talk about that region of the world. Here they're talking about the Ishmaelians. Here they're talking about the Phoenicians. So all this suggested contextual information is linking up. You know, here we have the Sapphira. Okay, so this post is from August 13th. The obvious next question when you're trying to get to the origin of the MJ12 group is, are they also obsessed with Stargates? So this links to a document put up by the group called 17 Majestic Messages of Disclosure. That document is pulled up here, and to search the document, I downloaded it. Here in Microsoft Word, I searched the term Stargate, and lo and behold, there's a reference to Stargate SG-1 specifically. This appears to be like page 4 of the doc. Page 15, Roswell discoveries instructed through cause and effect predictions with the Stargate to exploit alcohol. Using the Stargate device, we're able to peer into reality of our matrix of consciousness and not inward projections that make RV inaccurate compared to a Stargate. A Stargate exists in Florida that transports hundreds of assets between off-world bases. And this is just a little bit more about Majestic12, so you know what side Michael's on. Majestic12 moved out into the open within government, essentially pressing start to begin the NWO, as the Zetas told us about. We were the deep state. We propagandized Hollywood. When 9/11 came to a theater near you, Majestic12 moved into the open. Stargate SG-1 was a part of the equation. Okay, so I went ahead and linked through to this Google Drive link posted by this person August 18th. It takes me to some screen clippings that were picked up over time for Majestic12. Importantly, you see a conversation between Jedi Knight, a person who's now basically pushing the new claims of Majestic12 with Majestic. They're talking about Stargates. So they're talking about Stargates in December 2018, which suggests that if Michael Trimm became associated with Majestic12 at some point, it had to have been before the last few weeks when Majestic12 was taken off Twitter, meaning that Michael probably created the Majestic12 account. So in counter argument, you might say maybe they were each independently interested in Stargate as a concept. What I mean by that is MJ12 interested in the Stargate concept and Michael Trimm also interested in the Stargate concept. But then you would have to also say that they are both interested in the show SG-1, as MJ12 has the Instagram SG-1 reference, and I already showed you Michael's Twitter reference. Just in case you've not seen Michael Trimm speak before, I have a YouTube clip here. He's hard to find on YouTube these days as it appears his show was taken down. Here's a clip of him speaking.
Get rid of CPS.
Yes.
In many, many regards. And so it's through false advertising, it's through power of force that they have. The sheer magnitude of them are incredibly powerful. And I think at the end of the day, we have the abilities of manipulating the body. What are steps that people can take in order to mitigate different types of medical attacks, different types of psychological attacks? What are different techniques that you've come up with to help defend yourself from this? Because
you see, he seems like a nice guy. Here's the Michael Trimm Show channel on BitChute platform. And just to give you an idea of his alliances, he did put a copy to the Shadowgate documentary on his channel. Here's a video with the title that's a fan of Candace Owens. I love the way Candace Owens thinks. Search term used Trimm SG-1. This is in Twitter. James Munder states, I liked a YouTube video from Michael Trimm called Cicada 3301 Tingri 137 references Q SG-1 disinfo corrections. Looking more closely at this recording, I've come to the conclusion that it appears Defango shows that Michael Trimm has an interest in exposing operations to some extent.
There are two timelines that I discovered, and Stargate SG-1 is going to be the focus of this ending piece here. I'll probably go on for another 15-20 minutes.
So as you see, he has an interest in Stargate, and this is for a clip taken March 4th, 2018. Link through to the video, and the video upload date by Defango is March 4th. I will now hand off this investigation for others to come behind me and draw further connections between Michael Trimm and the Majestic12 Twitter accounts, which have since been deleted but have restored off-platform in the form of an Instagram account and a Parler account. The strongest evidence of a relation between these two accounts, that is Michael Trimm and the Majestic12 account, is the timing of the Phoenix Vault going offline with the timing of the Twitter removals of the MJ12 accounts, as well as the timing of the removal of Michael Trimm's Twitter accounts, as well as the direct references to SG-1 both in old material from Majestic12 as well as old material from Michael Trimm. Recall the episode by Austin Steinbart called Phoenix Vault Updates.
Personally think that the original MJ12 got taken out of the equation, and that this, what we're dealing with on Parler and on Keybase and on some other Instagram, some other platforms, is not the same entity as the original MJ12.
So I disagree with this particular statement by Austin because of the Stargate reference in the document that I showed you. That document was placed by the original MJ12, and Michael Trimm referenced Stargate 2. If there is indeed a connection between Michael Trimm and the MJ12 account, it would have been a connection that lasted the life of the account, meaning there are not 12 individuals who make up MJ12, there's just Michael Trimm. If Austin placed credence into this account, that would be quite embarrassing. Of course, with that statement, you have to have it in context with the possibility that sometimes you pretend to place credence in things just to see what subsequent actions they take. It's not yet clear to me if Austin operates by such principles, but here they are just so stated. If you have memory of connections between Michael Trimm and MJ12, please be sure to share them in the comment section. Thanks, peace.